All right, Ben, what are we talking about today? We'll take it. The Penguin. Oh my God, relate. Oh my God. That's
Woo!
not. Thank God it's January and there's nothing to talk about because
Yes.
we could talk about Invincible. I don't want to. I've seen season one at this point. I'm not caught up. We could talk about
I,
Daredevil season two, but I'm
yeah.
not caught up on that.
Yeah.
We could talk about Better Man, but I didn't see that. And everyone wants to
I didn't
talk
see
about the
it either.
Penguin anyway, so I wanted to talk about it. Ben wants to talk about it, so that's what
Yes.
we're doing. I gotta say, right out the gate, this is the first time, I think, you might correct me on this, that watching a TV show, the TV show itself is good to great, very good, in that great category probably, and has made me more excited to see a movie in the same universe. I haven't had that with any TV show ever. Um,
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I got to say, this Matt Reeves Batman universe is shaping up very nicely. I like the Penguin a lot. And it's
Look,
great to have.
The Batman was good too. Just the
Well,
Penguin is just even better. Like even better, honestly.
The Batman is amazing. The
Mm-hmm.
Penguin's really good. I like. And how about people are getting mad at Marvel right now and other places? Where like villains aren't even really villains. Like they're always like they got a reason for what they do. They got a sad backstory. Oz is fucking evil. He is absolutely completely fucking evil. I hate him. And like in a and like still a very interesting character, of course, and very layered. But and even that adds to it. Like he's evil, not in that like he's a bad person. There's just fucking something very wrong with him. He's just
He
a
just
very
he sees the bigger picture, and the only person he cares about is but
him and his
like
mom.
his mom too. But it's weird that he doesn't like feel emotions like that. He's like, okay, himself is first, and then his mom is second. You know.
Yeah.
So he takes his like, oh yeah, I want to be the only person that my mom can show love to. So I'm gonna kill my brothers, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't care how that affects my mom because it's just gonna be us. Like,
And
oh
not even that, like, he's evil. Not that he doesn't have opportunities. Like, he has, like, the classic moments where it's like, this is where you could change and become a better person. And, like, he fooled me in a couple of them. In particular, that one where, like, he just lies and pretends that he's sorry. Like, says, like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, he's full of shit.
yeah.
Sells her out literally less than a minute later. Completely sells her out. Has that moment with his mom where Ben's absolutely right. He's number one, his mom's number two, because all Sophia is asking, admit you killed your brothers, Ben. Admit you killed your brothers. Say you killed your brothers, or I'm going to take your mom's finger off. Like, he knows he did it. He won't, like, admit it in, like,
everyone in the room. And that is where Sophia's like, shit, you really are the worst person.
Yeah.
You know?
And, he's not, like, he won't admit it in any context. Like, he just won't admit that he did that. It's like, what the hell, bro? And, like, the thing is...
I was waiting for the classic, I did it! I fucking did it! You know, because that happens in, like, a lot of shows and movies. That's like the, do it, or we're going to hurt someone you love. Do it, we're going to do something. And then all of a sudden, the big buildup, I did it! We didn't get that! We were all expecting it. We didn't get that.
Like, his mom yells at him. His mom's like, I know you fucking did. You're like, you take my finger. Then he... Okay, a little sketchy that he was able to get out of the situation. Fine. That's a little nitpick. But he gets out, and the more important point is the first thing he does is like, Ma, come on. And then he's grabbing him. He's still trying to get his mom out of there. His mom hates him and knows that he brutally drowned his brothers.
Yeah.
She's still like, and he's still like, Ma, I gotta get you out of here. He's still like, totally. And the thing is about it, Colin Farrell is so brilliant in his performance that, and I've heard reviews, I know this wasn't the way it was for most people, but most of the time until, you know when, but I'll say when anyway, most of the time, throughout the whole season, I was thinking, like, he's out for himself, he's a gangster, he's being bad, everyone's bad, I'm not really that mad at him, he's doing it. Then, like, what made me, like, have to reflect and think about back on the whole show was when, like, Vic is sitting next to him and goes, like, hey, Oz, like, you're like my family, man. You're like my family. And Oz, like, looks up and and you can see something change in his face. He goes, listen, Vic, and just fucking strangles him. Like, Vic, Vic is pleading for his life, and Oz just like, I can't have weakness, man. I can't have weakness here. And just like...
His tendencies are like so strictly ranked, you know? Like, survival is up there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, look, if I can't have anything holding me back, you know? And that's like, legacy is up there too. Like, he wants power. Money doesn't matter to him, you know? And the scariest people, the scariest villains, that's what made Heath Ledger Joker so good. He didn't give a shit about money. He's not greedy for money specifically. He wants power. He wants to be feared, you know? He wants chaos. And that is the scariest villains that don't care about money, that have something like in their mind. Thanos too. Thanos doesn't give a shit about money. He has a goal and he's going to accomplish that goal. And you can kill him, but he's going to accomplish that goal. That's what makes villains so scary. That's how you do a villain right.
Yeah, and this is so great because it's a villain. It's kind of like pulling from like, you know, Heath Ledger's Joker. Really want, like Batman says, he just wants to show that deep down everyone is just as ugly as him. Thanos has almost like a kind of what you would call from a certain perspective heroic kind of motivation, and that he's like, motherfucker, I'm trying to save everybody. I'm trying to save everybody.
Simplify, that's what's funny. If you try to simplify Thanos, he's not actually evil. That's what's funny. You know, he's trying to cure world hunger, you know, universal hunger. And when you put it that way, you're like, is he? I mean, he's wiping out half the universe, but for a good cause. So, like,
and of course, and now you have Colin Farrell's Penguin, who it's a different spin on it. He's not trying to prove anything to anybody. He's certainly not trying to help people, but he's self-motivated in a really interesting way because he does, on some weird level, understand people, and some way he relates to people. So he had this like guy in his town that was a guy who went around and was probably into some shady shit, knew everybody's name, was taking care of everybody, had respect, and he died, and everyone had a big parade for him. And I was like, that's what I want. And of course, the inciting incident for the show is someone makes fun of his dreams, pushes him over the edge, and gets killed. Of course, is how the show starts. And Oz wants that respect. He wants to be on top. It's not, again, like Ben said, it's not the money, it's the status. It's the, like, I'm the guy who's got my own thing. The part where he had real legacy with Sophia was when he was like, he's like, a guy like me got my own thing. That doesn't mean anything to you. It means something to me. I'm sorry, though. And he's not sorry. He's not, that is bullshit, but he's not sorry. But it does mean something to him to have his own thing like that. And of course, and the ultimate way that he wins is that he understands that other people feel the same way he does. They've been passed over. They've been looked over. No one respects them. No one gives them what they want.
He wants respect from the small town, you know? And that's what makes him so dangerous is people are like, this is our way to get respect from the rich, like, greedy people of Gotham, you know?
Yeah.
It's
so from all these factions that come together, all these factions have, like, a boss. They got a guy who's the man, and Oz realizes they've all got a second in command, who feels like they're not getting what they should, flips them all on him, and that's how he grabs control of the city. He's such an interesting character, man, and we haven't gotten into anyone else yet. There's a lot of other great shit in this show.
Yeah. I think that the mom was so, like, her performance was so perfect, you know? Because, like, it's the I'm still here, but not all the time, you know? And someone who has experienced Alzheimer's, you know, like, that's like, they're there sometimes and then they're not, you know? Like, it's so perfectly done, especially, like, you can see her personality, you know? Single mom, fighter, you know, mother of 3 at a time. Like, she's still, like, always fighting, you know, and always wants the best for her kids. But at the same time, how could you look your kid in the eye when you know that he's a psychopath, he's a murderer, you know? Like, her character, her performance was just as good. Who plays the Penguin? Colin
Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
You forget, right? Like, that's Colin Farrell. In that makeup, in that
Colin Farrell,
suit.
like, everybody individually, I would not recast, like the important characters, because that's how good their performance was. The mom, Sophia. Holy shit. She's, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen How I Met Your Mother, she's the mother. How do you go from that show to this so perfectly? Like,
what? How great is she? Because she's like almost the person that you want to win at a certain point. She's like
up until there's moments in the show where I'm like, whose side am I really on? Because Sophia doesn't seem as bad as the Penguin. Kind of seems more evil than Sophia, And I mean, end of the show, you're kind of like, yeah, like there's levels to evil, and no one is on his level, But in the middle, you're like, why is she doing this? So it's just like, and that's what you want a show to do. You want a show to bring you up, bring you down, like completely like different episodes bring you different emotions.
Well, episode 4 is the big episode that really like kind of like drags, because like if you've seen the Batman, you know that obviously Colin Farrell is a standout as the Penguin. He's a super fun character, great little like underground scene, represents all these ideas. And for the first 3 episodes, a lot of things going on with him and Vic. And it's kind of like his perspective on after what happened in the Batman. A giant terrorist event blew some dams up. Everywhere's fucking flooded. People lost their homes. And of course, and important to this show, Carmine Falcone got capped by the Riddler. And now there's a power vacuum. And so this is kind of the Penguin's perspective on it. He's trying to kind of secure as much power for himself as he can. And then you meet Sophia, and so you see it from the Penguin's perspective. She's trying to get to him. You know he did it, but you don't really like that guy. You're not really a fan of hers yet. So you're kind of on his side. And so you're kind of on his side for all the scenes where, really good scene where he plants the knife on that guy. That's neither here nor there. And then you get episode 4 where you get her backstory. How she got burned by her dad and Oz. She got fucked. And was not even like really a bad person before. It was like kind of
that's where I turned. I turned to like, oh, Sophia's not bad, It's
she's
just
kind of like someone you know.
Anger. She's just angry, She's not evil. She's just angry.
Yeah.
It's how she was raised,
like
Yeah.
Yeah. And she reminds me of like people I know. Like at a party, like, you're gonna catch me up on this. Hey, how you doing? Her brother's like foot dragon, and she's like, go, let's do shit. And she gets recognition for it from her dad. And then one time, because she's a good person, she realizes her dad is having some women killed, and Oz finds out about it. And Oz being Oz, as we've already mentioned, is all about Oz. So he just totally like snitches on her to her dad. And then she gets put in Arkham.
That's just what makes the character too.
Yeah.
If he were to stay loyal, he wouldn't have been in this position. He would have just been the driver, And that's like kind of he's the perfect character because every opportunity that he is given, he does it correctly,
Yeah. And it's so great her in Arkham because she gets like outside like she was brutally tortured. There's a great line of dialogue. How many movies are there? The one that comes to mind is Spider-Man 2, where like Spider-Man 2 is a great movie, but where Harry looks at Peter Parker and goes, "You killed my father." And Peter goes, "There are more important things going on right now." And you're just like, just say that your father killed himself with this glider, dude. Like, just take 1 second to say that before this shit happens. In the scene where Sophia is in the area, the doctor's looking at her, she goes, "I don't know what I can tell you to say I'm not crazy if you already think I'm crazy." And you're like, that's a good point. I don't know what she's supposed to say because the media's been saying that she killed all these girls. She's the hangman, right? And now this doctor, and eventually she wins him over, partially probably because she's a pretty girl, but also because she's kind of right. This is bullshit. She's not getting the treatment she deserves. And of course, ends up actually murdering someone in the prison because she just gets pushed too far, not let out.
I wish they could have expanded on the character because she like the girl she murdered actually is a character in the Batman universe. She's like Hangman's. She's Robin, kind of, from what I understand. And I do wish that they expanded on that character because kudos to the actress who played her because she was crazy, you know? Like, jeez, like that was perfect performance, you know? Like, as crazy as she needed to be. I just
so off-putting. It made me uncomfortable watching her on screen.
Yeah. And it was supposed to, and I was, Jeez, that's a different level of crazy. But I mean, every single, I mean, even like the Doctor. I've seen that actor in a couple of movies. I like him. I'm a fan of him. I think he did a good job. He wasn't that important, but I think he did a good job.
I wasn't in love with his character, but yeah.
Yeah. I like him, but his character, it was a little bit shallow.
It's also because he's around
yeah.
Have a lot of depth and are great.
Yeah. And then you got to go to Vic. You know, like I've never seen him. That was the first first thing I've seen him in. Jeez, he did such a good job, especially with the development, the writing in this show. If DC can do this, Marvel's in trouble. Marvel's already low right now.
Dude, I want to talk about that in a second, but yeah.
Jeez, if DC can have writing like this in everything, I mean, and the Batman was good. I think the Penguin showed how good the writing is. You know, it's a show. The Penguin's a show. Batman's a movie. Yeah. Batman's supposed to be better. You know, it's supposed to be. Like, the Penguin's not supposed to be near the Batman. It is. The Penguin is probably the best show I have seen in terms of superhero universes. I can't really think of another one that's better. Other than Daredevil. Calm down. But I would say it's... I would say in the same... I would say it's in the same tier list if I were to talk about it, you know?
Yeah, fine. Fuck you.
But it's an argument. I'm just saying, that's how good the first season
it is amazing.
You know?
It is so good. There's so many little things to it, man. Like, everyone has to... And the thing is, everyone has to make the exact wrong decision for their own agenda, and Oz's agenda just happens to be the one that is able to push him to the farthest. Because in the game that they're playing, in the game of who's going to be the boss, the winner is the person who's the most evil, is willing to backstab the most people, is the most manipulative. And the thing is, it's not to everyone's interest. Vic's interest is to have a family and protect Oz. And actually, I could talk more about Vic in a second, but like at a certain point, Sophia's ultimate interest is just getting her hands on Oz and strangling him or shooting him or killing him in a horrible way. And that drives her.
She wants him to feel the pain that she feels, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody is trying to... Everyone's fueled by different things. Yeah, Oz makes the perfect decision every time. Oz wants to please his mom, you know? So he goes and he threatens... Was it the mayor? It's the mayor, right? It's a politician. And then he threatens the mayor, and then he turns the power on. And then in a shocking twist, he says... I don't have a favor for you to do for me anymore. You turn the power on. I thank you, but we got something that's an interest to both of us, you know.
Yeah.
And then that is the perfect person to go to. Every single decision he makes is the right one, you know. He knows how to survive, and that's why I said in terms of qualities, that is his best quality. He knows how to survive, and Sophia is the only one who references that. Like, Oz is stronger than you think.
Talking out of
anything. Yeah, he is the perfect survivor. And that is the scariest quality in a villain, is someone who knows how to stay alive and knows how to stay in a position of power.
Won't do anything, doesn't care about anybody, will just throw them all under the bus. This is what we need. This is why we need Batman, because he's just so fucking evil.
That is...
And again, that moment, he talks to that politician, turns the power on, and such a good character, walks back, is like, Oswald Cobb, I'm the guy who turned the power on. I'm that guy. I'm the guy who did that. And everyone's gonna know. And Sophia loses because she wants to kill Oz. And she had it in front. She had what she wanted. She wants to go away. She burned everything. She's got a plane.
Yeah.
She's got a plane. She can get the fuck out. But she wants Oz dead, and it gets her. Another great scene.
She wants him to suffer.
Another great scene.
She wants to see his pain, you know?
Yeah. Another great scene of Oz being like, you're going to hell. She's like, I'll save you a seat. Not what he meant. You're going back to Arkham. The last place she wants to be. She probably wouldn't have minded that all that much.
Yeah.
Going back to Arkham. Oh my god. And then Vic Or fucking.
Yeah.
He was so hard to watch. It was so bad.
One line killed him. One line. And he could not have known that, because he has been loyal. But that is the other thing. Oz doesn't want people who he owes. And that is what makes him such a survivalist, Anybody that that he owes anything is dead. I mean, really,
Vic?
That's the pattern,
Vic had his way out. Vic was driving Oz's car away. He was going to go be with that girl, and they were going to go to California. But he likes Oz, and there was a lot of money there, $1,000 a week. Right there, and a position of power to move up and to do something in Gotham that Oz sold him on. And he goes back, and he ends up dead. Oh my, there is so... And, Oz gives him, again, it's a great speech. He can't go over every single thing that happens in the show, because I keep zeroing in on different scenes. So when I was thinking of then was when Oz, kind of yells at him in the bathroom, says, you can go. You want to think that there's such a thing? He's basically telling Vic, that's hey, if you want to get out of here for, your girl, you think that you're doing something good, you think there's no such thing as good. It's only about, what you were going to do to get something for yourself. And there's honestly probably something to that. But he... I am the Penguin. He pulls back in. And again, Oz doesn't care about anybody. Threw Sophia on the bus the minute he could. He blew up his entire operation and his crew so that he could get away. Vic is going to be a problem. Vic thinks he's family. Look what my family almost happened to me and got me in trouble. Guess what's about to happen to you, Vic? And that's the thing, though. Yeah.
If you really look at it, he doesn't owe his mom anything, And that's what's scary.
He kept his mom's house good the whole time.
Yeah.
Again, she made a bad decision. Yeah. She could have sent him off in that car, but partially she loves her kid, and he just told her that he's going to get her everything she deserves, right?
Deserves.
Everything she deserves. And part of her, she's like, well, I do deserve more. I work so hard. And she knows that her kid will do anything it takes to get it for her.
And he has a vulnerability for his mom, but he's he has her hidden for a reason, And once Sophia found that out, she exploited it, And that's partially why, he killed Vic, If Vic's still around, Vic's family, someone takes Vic, his judgment's clouded. We saw that his judgment was clouded with his mom, It wasn't perfect. People died. And it's not innocent. No one's innocent in this show. But people died, because they took his mom,
Yeah.
And in his mind, the perfect person, the perfect, drug lord, whatever you want to call it, doesn't have anything that can, they can punch you, They can kill you. Or that, no vulnerabilities, The two crime families that were in Gotham. The one weakness that Oz sees that not a lot of people see is their judgment gets clouded when their family is in trouble, Yeah. That's exactly what happened to Sophia. When Oz killed Sophia's brother, everything was I'm gonna get revenge because you killed my brother. Revenge screws everything up, The other family, what was their name again?
Peace.
The Maronis.
Yeah.
Oz killed the Maroni family because the Maroni family tried to kill his operation. They both knew what was going to happen. But as soon as I burned your wife alive, it's okay, well, I'm going to kill you. Clouded his judgment, walked right into his trap,
Yeah.
And that's Oz understands this and sees it, and he's I'm not going to have any. You can't do anything to distract me, to hurt me, other than his mom. But his mom's pretty much brain dead at this point.
Yeah.
He's
got his little prostitute friend who's pretending to be his mom. Oh man,
yeah.
That's the whole thing. Yeah, I agree with you that 2025 might be the year that the superhero battle between Marvel and DC might start to swing in DC's favor. I think
James Gunn's going to have a lot to do with that.
I think Ben will probably agree with me that the rules of capitalism apply to the entertainment industry. And it was part of it is COVID. and Disney Plus came out, and they wanted a lot of content for Disney Plus, so they want Marvel to make more and more and more and more stuff. They probably make too many things.
Let's be real. It's Disney. Disney sucks. That's just what it is.
They overexposed their brand. Their brand got overexposed, and it's really early to be saying this, but depending on what this Captain America movie has had some bad audience screenings. We're not hearing very good buzz about it. They've had reshoots. This Daredevil show, we'll see how it looks. The new Spider-Man show is actually pretty good. I've been watching it. It's a pretty good show.
I haven't seen that yet.
That actually, depending on how that goes, we might talk about it. But it's not done yet. But yeah, depending on how this Superman movie looks, we got a Fantastic Four movie coming out this year. Which, in fairness, I actually liked the trailer. A lot of people didn't. I know people in our group chat for
the Fantastic Four look good. I like the trailer. Yeah.
Marvel Zombies. I like that episode of What If. I don't know if it needed a whole show. So this might be the year, especially because the Batman was amazing. This Penguin show is great. The new Batman movie got delayed, and that's just is what it is. Apparently, Matt Reeves has some personal problems, and more power to him to help take care of that. James Gunn put some stupid shit on Twitter about how people take a long time, but they don't take this long. All right, they don't. They do not take. Movie came out in 2021, and we need to wait till 2027 to do our sequel. It does not take that long. All right, it doesn't take 2 years, but it doesn't take 6 either. But yeah, this might be the year, all right? Because what the Superman looks like, and this Penguin show is great. And listen, Marvel put out Daredevil, which me and Ben both liked, but is not groundbreaking or mind blowing in any kind of way. So this might be the year that DC starts to take over a little bit, because Marvel's had chokehold on this whole cinematic universe thing for a long time, and DC might be with this Matt Reeves Batman universe, and maybe starting the new, I think it's called the DCU, right, with James Gunn.
DCU, yeah. Look, I have always said that DC is so much better than Marvel, purely in terms of the comics. In terms of the comics. In terms of information and stuff that you can use, dude, the villains in DC are miles ahead of Marvel, Like, Thanos... You already used Thanos. Thanos is the best villain Marvel has to offer, you know?
Apparently they have Galactus.
Dude, you got the Joker, you got the Riddler, the Penguin. That is just Batman. That's just Batman. There is so
Lex Luthor and Superman.
Yeah. You have the villains you have and the characters that you can use in for DC. It's better than what Marvel has, Marvel got lucky because of Kevin Feige. Disney screwed that up, but Kevin Feige still kept.
And they found a piece of gold with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
And the LaRusso brothers. I mean, you could continue on and on about how lucky they got with who they casted and who they hired.
They also did a lot. Now I feel like.
Now you put James Gunn, the mind of James Gunn in DC. I mean, you get people like Matt Reeves. You get. You get people who are good at their job, and you actually have good writing. I mean, they're 2 for 2 when it's the Batman, the Penguin. If Superman's anything similar, they're going to overtake it. Jeez, because that Superman movie looks great. Yeah.
This Captain America movie, I anticipate, is not going to be good for Marvel.
Yeah.
I hope to be wrong. I hope it's the best thing I've ever seen. It's amazing, and me and Ben were raving about it and talked for it for 5 hours and how much we love it.
I think Fantastic Four is going to be
I don't think it's good.
I think Fantastic Four is going to be good, not great. I think Captain America is not going to be good.
What other Marvel things come back and Google this? We got time.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
Marvel Zombies is one.
I agree with you. I don't think it deserved a show. I think that was probably one of my favorite episodes of What If. There's just different, That's where the information for Marvel is run out. Is once you kind of hit where you're just stalling, you kind of run over a bunch of characters. It's hard to be interesting with the characters they have left, Yeah.
And listen, maybe we're wrong and DC is exploding right now, but this is the year where Marvel's going to start building momentum again. They might have a stumble of Captain America, but maybe Daredevil will be really good. Maybe Thunderbolts will be really good. Yeah. Maybe Ironheart will blow all of our minds. I'm scrolling now. Fantastic Four comes out next. We've got a Wakanda show, Marvel Zombies, Wonder Man, Vision Quest. All this stuff is going to come out. And of course, next year's an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. But if it's all really, really good, maybe. Honestly,
I'm just not excited.
The best case scenario is if they're both just battling it out and they're both great.
That is the best case, yeah.
But I think DC might start winning it back a little bit because Marvel movies are certainly not what they used to be.
Yeah.
And everyone is really excited for Superman, and everyone who saw the Penguin thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
So it might be a good year. So next week for us is Captain America: Brave New World. Or actually, this probably comes out in 2 weeks because I probably forwarded Captain America: Brave New World to come out next week. But then after that, I guess Paddington. I don't know what comes out after that. We'll figure it out by then. We've got a few weeks to figure out what we want to talk.
Yeah.
We're recording this on the day of the Clemson Duke game, which I'm not watching.
Yeah.
And that's Ben's fault. Blame
this guy, all right?
It's mine. Cruz, the people who know about this podcast, Cruz, it's Ben's fault. It's because when he was free, and that's why I'm not watching Clemson Duke right now.
Well, Clemson Duke sucks anyway. You know, Duke's terrible. Clemson's great, but they're Clemson's not good at basketball, but Duke is puke.
Sports Distracted Men. Yeah, that's the Penguin. Subscribe, get us to 40 subscribers. We'll rank every single movie by 2025. That'll be fun. I mean, we're going to figure out how to do a live stream and the whole thing. But you got to get us there first. You know, like the video, share it with people. If you're good looking, if you know people who are good looking, or know movies, or both, or just people who are looking at eye candy, all right? Look at this, right? Look at this. You know what you want us to do.
The fact that we know movies, like, that's almost not fair, you know? Yeah, we're in the Bruno Mars level.
Yeah. So help us out a little bit, right? Oh, and also, if you like the Penguin, or you don't like the Penguin, or the Batman or anything, comments, and then me and Ben will fight with you. All right, later.